Good morning. Welcome to Pilates. We're going to start laying down today. So if you're somebody who is prone to neck pain, something under your head is a great idea. Part of the reason where you'll know if you need it is, of course, when you lay down, if you feel like the back of your neck is stiff and your chin is kind of poking up to the ceiling, if you pop something extra under your head, it just helps your chin be level with your forehead. And that's where we want to be in neutral, and it'll help the back of your neck relax. Now, right, I want your legs bent. I want your feet within the width of your body. And let's see if we can find neutral spine, right? Our spine ideally has four curves, neck forward, which it always is, ribs backwards, low back forward, tail backwards. Part of what will help the tail be backwards if you feel like your feet are light and your pelvis is heavy, and then your low back can be light and your ribs heavy. And the part of the ribs I'm talking about are between your shoulder blades and your belly button. If that part of your rib cage isn't relaxing to the floor as I'm talking, I want you to take an exhale like a sigh. And you'll notice that helps the back of the ribs settle towards the floor a bit. And then I want you to continue breathing and see if you can keep the ribs there. And if every exhale needs to be a sigh to get them to relax because you're carrying a lot of tension there, totally fine. I want you to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. We'll do one more Pilates breath here, expanding the ribs on your inhale and contracting on your exhale. Now keep that breath going. We're going to move to our imprint. Imagine you laying in memory foam. On your exhale, you're going to imprint your low back into that memory foam. And then as you inhale, you're going to release back to neutral. Exhale, as you imprint, your pivot bone will roll slightly towards your belly button, but your feet stay light. And then you come back to neutral. Exhale, imprint. Inhale, neutral. So no pressure into the feet as we do this. They stay light, and it's just that the low back gets heavy and then gets light again. Two more. Exhale, imprint. Inhale, neutral. One more. Exhale, imprint. And inhale, neutral. We're going to go to a hip release here. I want you to turn one knee out without changing your pelvis. Slide your legs straight. Turn your knee in. Bend your leg outward, straighten, inward, bend. Now keep breathing. Part of what we're working on is that the back stays in neutral as we do this, so the ribs aren't lifting as the leg extends. We're going to reverse. Go inward, straighten, outward, bend. And the part of the back I want you to think about staying heavy is between your shoulder blades and your belly button. Inward, straighten, outward, and bend. One more. Inward, straighten, outward, bend. Switching legs, going outward, straighten, inward, bend. Outward, straighten, inward, bend. Outward, straighten, inward, and bend. One more here. Are you breathing? Let's reverse. Going inward, straighten, outward, bend. Inward, straighten, outward, bend. Back of the ribs are still heavy as that leg straightens. One more here. And then let's go on to our side for a little bit of rotational breathing. If you have a sore shoulder, you can always pop a pillow under your head for this. Otherwise, you're just going to take your arm under your head. You want your knees in front of you, kind of like you're sitting in a chair, right angle at the hip and the knee. And you want to feel that the weight is on the outside of the thigh, not just the hip. If it's on the outside of the hip, get your butt a little further back. That'll get your body in a straight line from your head to your tail. You're going to take that top arm forward, shoulder distance off the floor in front of you. Inhale, point that top hand at the ceiling. Turn to look at it. Exhale, turn your ribs back as you reach your knees forwards. Inhale, hold this. Exhale, come back to where you started. Inhale, point at the ceiling. Turn to look at your hand. Exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale, hold. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, point at the ceiling. Turn to look at your head. Exhale, turn backwards. Inhale, hold. Exhale, coming forward. Let's do this on the 2 breath. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. One more here. Back and forward. Let's do this on the other side, please. So right underneath arm supports your head. Knees are bent, they're in front of you. The weight's on the outside of your thigh. Top arm is reached forward. You're going to inhale, point that hand at the ceiling. Turn to look at it. Exhale, turn your rib cage backwards. Knees are reaching forward. Coming forward. Inhale, point at the ceiling. Turn to look at your hand. Exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale, hold. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale, hold. Exhale forward. 2 breath. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. One more here. Back and forward. We're going to go onto our hands and knees for a little bit of cat stretch. So you want your hands right under your shoulders, shoulder distance apart, knees right under your pelvis, sit bone distance apart. Your sit bones are closer together than your shoulders. So ideally right now your hands are wider than your knees. Back of the head matches the back of the shoulders. Take an inhale. Exhale, point your tail at the floor, scoop your belly button in, round your back up to the ceiling. You're looking at your knees, take an inhale. And then exhale, start at your tail and flatten back out again. Take an inhale. Exhale, use the back of your legs to help point your tail towards the floor. Scoop your back up to the ceiling. Inhale into your back. Exhale, flatten back out again. Take an inhale. Exhale, curling around. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, flattening back out again. One more here. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl round. Inhale, hold. And exhale, flatten. Let's try it on the 2 breaths. So exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. One more of those, rounding and flattening. Now let's see if we can make it an undulation. So as you round, shift towards your fingertips. As you flatten, shift towards your tail. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. So this is about just getting the fascia to move a little bit differently. Playing with some fascial range. Undulation is part of fascial movement. Yeah, well, all movement is fascial movement, but it's nice to explore other things. Now, I want you to pause in 4 square, and I just want you to pull your tail to one side and the other, just to get the side body a little bit more warmed up, a little moving, breathing. I don't care how you breathe on this, because this is a fascial exploration again. One more to each side here. And then I'm going to get you to go onto your back for a little bit of hip roll. Just going to turn down my fan. So for hip roll, we're going to have our legs bent, our feet within the width of our body. Now, nothing extra under your head because you're going to be lifting your butt off the floor. I want you to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, imprint first, then press your feet in the floor and lift up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale, hold, and exhale, rolling back down again. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint, roll on up. Now at the top, you want to be a straight line from your low ribs to your kneecaps. You're on your shoulder blades still, you're not on your neck, and roll back down again. If you all your weight's on your neck, you're starting to arch your back. We don't want that. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint and roll up. Now you could arch here, but that is not Pilates. Inhale. Exhale, rolling back down again. One more of these. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint, then press your feet in the floor. Roll up. Inhale. Exhale, roll back down again. Now, if you like something extra under your head, pop it under your head. And let's see if we can find neutral shoulders today. So straight arms right up in front of your chest, palms facing each other. Double check the torsos in neutral. So feet are light, pelvis heavy, low back light, ribs heavy. And then I just want you to reach your fingertips forward towards the ceiling. Feel how the shoulder blades kind of spread apart. And then come back to where the shoulder blades are kissing the floor. Inhale forward, exhale back. Forward is called protraction. Come back to neutral. Now, are your elbows staying straight? And are your hands staying the same distance apart the whole time? Or are your hands getting closer together and further apart? Ideally, they're the same distance apart. One more here, forward and back. Now, keep the shoulders in neutral. You're going to just exhale and reach your hands towards the wall above your head. Now, I want you to stop your arms before they pass your face so that you can still see your upper arm in your peripheral vision. Double check you're still in neutral. So pelvis heavy, low back light, ribs heavy. Are your elbows still straight? Then bring your hands back up in front of your chest. We're going to go back to that same place. Exhale, reach back. Inhale in front of your chest. Now, what we're working on here right now is glenohumeral timing, which is we're working on the efficiency of your upper arm bone to move in the shoulder joint without the shoulder joint changing shape. Lots of times when we move our arms, it does change shape. We're going to work at not doing that so that when we go to that other place, we have less risk of injury. Now, let's turn this into a circle. So you're going to reach your arms back towards the floor above your head, then circle your hands around to your legs. Let's inhale as we come through the middle into that same place above your temples, then circle to your legs. Now, if you're getting lots of popping and cracking, keep this circle small. We're going to inhale, come up through the middle. Now, as you circle around to the side, if you want to keep working on glenohumeral timing, you're never going to drop your hands below the height of your torso. If you drop down there, that's totally fine, but we're changing the shape of the shoulder joint to do that. We're going to do one more here. Inhale up, exhale, circle. Now let's reverse this. This is trickier. So you're going to come around towards the wall above your head, pause. Did you land above your temples or are your arms drop below? Now bring your hands all the way down to your legs, circle around to the wall above your head and come down the middle. We're going to inhale as we go around, exhale as you come down the middle. Now remember, if you're working on glenohumeral timing, you're not going to let your hands drop below the height of your torso. One more here. Inhale around and exhale back down. Rest your hands on the floor by your hips. Let's move to a little bit of head positioning. We're just going to do our head nod. So keeping your head heavy on whatever it's on, a little nod and release. Inhale, nod. Exhale, lift the chin back up again. Inhale, nod. Exhale up. Now remember, when you're doing this nod, you try to reach the top of the head away from the top of the shoulders, because that's the only way we're going to get a little bit of a backward curve through our neck. Our neck naturally curves forward, so it resists backward curve, which is why we do this tiny nod. We do a much bigger nod, but then we're just moving the vertebra right at the base of the skull, which are designed to move super efficiently without the rest of the neck moving. Keeps us safe in our environment, yeah? Let's go back to the shoulders. Lift your arms up a little bit off the floor, palms face inwards. You find that place where your upper back and upper chest feel equally wide. Then you're going to inhale, slide your shoulders towards your ears. Exhale, slide towards your heels. Inhale, up towards your ears. Exhale, down towards your heels. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Two more here. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one, up and down. Let's go to our ab prep. I want you to take your hands behind your head. I want your elbows where your ribs and shoulders are in neutral. You're going to inhale, do a little nod, exhale, round through the upper body to look at your knees. Inhale here, exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. Now, when you curl up, are your feet still light and your pelvis heavy? Exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. Now, when you're up here, you're going to notice you're heavy between your shoulder blades and your belly button. That part of your back's heavy on the floor. When you come back down again, can you keep it on the floor? It'll get lighter, but can you keep it on the floor? Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale, keep those ribs on the floor as you come down. 2 more, exhale, curling up. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. 1 more, exhale as you curl up. Inhale. And exhale, back down again. Now just drop your elbows sideways. We'll do a little side to side rock here. So right with the elbows all the way on the floor, shoulder isn't in neutral anymore. That's totally fine. We are allowed to have our shoulder out of neutral when we move. Sometimes people, when they do Pilates for a long time, think, oh my goodness, I can only move my arms because my shoulder's in neutral. And of course that limits what you're doing. We just practice it to get more efficient at that, so that the tissue that helps us do that is functioning better, yeah? So that when we do bigger ranges of motion, we're in a good place. Let's come over onto our tummies and do a little bit of breaststroke press. So, right, you're gonna have your hands beside your head, your legs are close together, your kneecaps are pointing down, you're gonna be rested on the middle of your breastbone, and you want to feel that you're pressing the top of your foot a little bit into the floor to help get some tone in the lower body and legs, yeah? You're gonna inhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears, exhale, use your back muscles to lift up. Inhale, hold, exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, extending up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. 2 more of these. Exhale, up. Is the top of your foot still lightly pressed into the floor? Come back down. Up. Down. Now let's do a couple on the 2 breaths. So just inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Let's do 1 more of those. And down. Now from here, all we're going to do is go back to the 4 breath. But as you go to lift up, you're going to lift from your fingertips to your elbows off the floor as well, carrying a little bit more weight as we do our back extension. So inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. And down. 1 more here. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And down. Let's just go to our shell stretch. So I just want you to sit back over your heels, round out your back, scoop your belly button in, little side to side rock through the hips if you would like. Or remember, if your knees and hips don't like this position, you can always lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. Alrighty, it's hundreds time. So we're going to pop onto our backs. If you like something extra under your head, you're gonna pop it under your head. I'm gonna just grab a quick sip of water. And we'll get this thing going. So, right? You're gonna have your legs bent, your feet within the width of your body. Back in neutral. Now, right, just before we do our head, I want you to double check and see what's going on with your breath in your back. Can you sense a change in the tissue of your back as you inhale, that there's a little bit more pressure into the floor? And as you exhale, a little less, and the part of your back I'm talking about is between your shoulder blades and your belly button. If you got that moving, fantastic. That's part of what we're trying to find in Pilates. All right, hundreds. Take an inhale. Exhale. Find your imprint. If you're lifting the legs up because your low back feels good these days, let's get those legs up into tabletop. If your neck feels good, you're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl on up. And we're going to go in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 10. Sniff, blow, 20. If you want to make it harder, legs are straight. Out, 2, 3, 4, 30 in. Out, 2, 3, 4, 40 in. Out, 2, 3, 4, 50 in. Out, 2, 3, 4, 60. Now, if you want to make it harder, legs are lower. Out, 2, 3, 4, 70 in. Out, 2, 3, 4, 80 in. Out, 2, 3, 4, 90 in. Out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Take an inhale. Exhale, lay on down. Hug your knees in towards your chest, a little side to side rock. Now, if you didn't lift your feet up, you can leave your feet on the floor and do a side to side rock there as well. One more nice deep breath here. And let's come to our seated position. Now, we're going to do a couple of arm exercises before we do our half roll back today. And the first one is just external rotation of the humerus bone. So find somewhere comfortable for yourself to sit. I want you to bend your elbows at a right angle, yeah? And you're going to want to have your elbows not back. You want them a little bit stuck forward of your seam of your t-shirt. That helps your shoulder not go anywhere. Pick something eye level to look at. Now try and keep your elbows there and just pull your hands away from each other and bring your hands back in again. Exhale as you pull your hands away from each other. Inhale, come in. Now, if you tighten your chest, you might feel a stretch through your chest on this. Ideally, as you get to the back of pulling your hands backwards, you start to feel something across the back of the shoulder. And the trick is to try and keep your elbow forward and pull your hands back. And that will start to activate the tissue on the back of our shoulder that has a tendency to be a little bit weak because most of what we do is with our hands close together, not far apart, right? When we do stuff where we have to pick things up and things like that. 2 more here. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Last one, open and close. Now we're just going to do some basic tiny arm circles. So I want you to bring your arms out to the side. I want you to look at something eye level, wiggle your fingers. You can see your fingers in your peripheral vision. Your arms are in a good place. And we're just going to do little circles here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more time the other way. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Shake that out. And we're going to do a little bit of our half roll back. So you're going to bend your legs, bring them together, and let's just round forward. Bring your hands down towards your ankles. Do a breath or two here just to see if you can get the back of the ribs moving. This is a great place. If you had troubles earlier laying flat, this is something you're going to want to do regularly to get the back of the ribs moving because they have a tendency to get kind of stuck because we don't breathe back there. Anyway, so let's find our C curve. So pull your pube bone towards your belly button. Pull the front of your ribs towards your belly button as well. The back of your neck is bugging you. Lift the back of your head up towards the ceiling a bit. And then lift your arms up parallel to the floor. Shoulder blades are like a waterfall going down your back. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock backwards on your bum. Inhale, rock forward. You're holding that C curve shape. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, forward. So you're trying to make a shape like a letter C. I know mine doesn't look like a very good C, but I'm trying as hard as I can. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Ideally, you're sensing some compression from pubic bone to breastbone, a softening through the front of the ribs, and perhaps some tensioning in the back of the body. That'll tell you you have a C curve. Exhale, rock back.
Inhale, rock forward. 2 more, rock and back. And forward. Last one, rock and back. And forward.
We're gonna do 4 slow roll downs today. So, right,
Reestablish that C curve. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
3, 2, taking the arms overhead. Now, if you have a hard time coming up off your back, pull one knee into your chest, grab a hold of it with your hands, pull yourself back up again.
Find your C curve. Exhale, going back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
3, 2, and 1. 2 more of those coming right back up again.
Take an inhale. Exhale, going back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, and 1. One more.
Find your C curve. Take an inhale. Exhale, going back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
3, 2, and 1. Now, when you're down here, let's stay down here. We're going to do single leg circle, and we're going to play with a new idea for single leg circle. If you know you're somebody who's quite tight in your hips, you're probably not going to want to try this idea because it's much harder to find neutral, right? So having both legs bent is a place where you go, okay, feet light, pelvis heavy, low back light, ribs heavy, there's your neutral. If you want to, and you're feeling quite mobile through the hips these days, you might want to try starting with both legs straight. Now, both legs straight instantly, your pubic bone's going to want to roll away from your belly button. And then, right, we end up with a big curve in our low back. We don't want to be there. So the trick is you still got to keep the pubic bone and the ASIS points parallel to the floor and the back of the ribs heavy. And that's tricky with straight legs for most of us. Now, all we're going to do from here is, whether you're starting with both legs bent or both legs straight, you're going to pick one leg up into tabletop or go to straight leg. I'm not going to straight leg today. You can if you want to. You're going to take your knee, your leg across center, away from your face, the outside and back to where you start. Inhale to start your circle. Exhale to finish it. 3, 4, 5, and reverse. Go outside to inside. 2, 3, 4, 5, and place your leg down. Did you stay neutral the whole time? Let's go to the other side. So picking the leg up to tabletop or straight leg, and we're going to go inside to outside. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to reverse outside to inside. 2. Now, if you're getting lots of popping and cracking, make your circle smaller. 3, 4, and 5, and place your leg down. Let's come to a seated position. We're going to go to a little bit of spine twist here. So I want you to find a place that's comfortable for you to sit up straight. You can sit with your legs straight out in front of you. You can be cross-legged, diamond leg. You can be on a yoga block. Now, from here, we're either going to put our hands on our ribs if our shoulders need a break, or we're going to take those arms out to the side. You want to look at something eye level in front of you. Collarbones are wide. We're going to use 3 inhales to turn. Try and keep your pelvis still. Going inhale, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, exhale, center. Now, if you have straight arms, you're going to look for your hand as you turn your head. If you can't see it, you are turning from your shoulder and not your waist. And we want to turn from the waist. In, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, exhale, center. One more here. In, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, and center. Good. We're going to do some rolling like a ball balances today.
So you're going to grab a hold of the back of your legs. You're going to scoop your back round, sneak your feet in closer. You're going to look at your knees. That'll help your back be round. And you're going to lift up 1 foot at a time, find your balance. And we're just going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And put your feet down. Now, if you're like, Ruth, that was kind of easy. I'm giving you a harder version right now. You're going to curl back into that same C curve, sneak your feet in, find your balance point. If you want to make it harder, let go and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your feet down. We're going to do that one more time. So we're going to curl on back. Find your balance point. Pubic bone to belly button. You could let go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And put your feet down. Beautiful. Now, from here, now that we have a good idea of how to hold that C curve, we're going to do 5 rolling like a ball. So you're going to find your C curve again. Don't let go this time. You're going to inhale, rock back, exhale, rock forward. Inhale, rock back, exhale, rock forward. Now, if you look at your knees the whole time, it helps you be round. You're trying not to pump your knees. You're trying not to straighten your legs. One more here. Rock it back and forward. Let's do a slow roll down to get onto our backs. So you're going to reach your arms out. You're going to find your C curve. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, rolling back 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, when you're down here, let's just make the hip flexors feel a little happier. We're going to do a little shoulder bridge right now. So legs are bent, feet are within the width of the pelvis. To start with, feet are light, pelvis is heavy. This time we're keeping our back straight as if we lift our butt. So you're going to take an inhale, exhale, press your feet on the floor, lift up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale, hold. Exhale, put your butt back down again. Inhale. Exhale, press your feet on the floor and lift up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. One more here. Exhale, lift. Is your big toe mound on the floor still? And back down again. Now, while we're down here, we should do a little bit of oblique work. So I want you to pop your hands behind your head. I want your elbows where your ribs and shoulders are in neutral. And if you want to make it harder, you're going to imprint, lift your legs to tabletop, squeezing them together. You're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. Inhale here, exhale, rotate. Inhale, center, other side, center, lie down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Other side, and back down again. Curling up, rotate. Other side, and back down again. Curling up, rotate. Other side, and back down again. 2 more, curl up, rotate. Other side, and back down again. 1 more, curl up, rotate. And when you come to middle, try not to get lower, rotate. Stay high to the middle, and down. If your feet are up, let's put them down. Drop your elbows sideways, rock your knees side and center a couple of times, just to go, okay, does this feel like it moves more easily than it did earlier in class? We'll do just 1 more to each side here. And then we're going to go to a little bit of a single leg stretch. Now, single leg stretch is done in the same position that we do our 100. For those of you with sore low backs, you do have to lift your feet off the floor. If you have a sore neck, you don't have to lift your head. Little rule of thumb, if you have a sore low back, when you straighten your legs, reach them a little bit more up towards the ceiling because we're working at maintaining our imprint. So take an inhale, exhale, find your imprint, lift your legs up to tabletop, inhale, nod, exhale, curl up, grab one leg with both hands, straighten your other one. Now we're going to exhale as we switch. Now, if you want to stretch your back, pull your knee into your chest. If you want to make it more challenging, stop your leg at tabletop. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring your knees together, put your head down. Now let's place our feet on the floor. We're going to go to a little bit of shoulder bridge again. So all we're going to do is take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, press your feet on the floor, lift up till your knees are stacked over your ankles. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back down again. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. Big toe mound is still on the floor. And back down again. Just one more of those. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, down. Now, we're going to work on the different rotations of our hips as we do that shoulder bridge lift. So I want you to step your feet wide. And I want you to turn your knees and toes out. And by wide, I don't mean heels right at the edge of the mat. I mean kind of your toes at the edge of the mat when you're turned out. Now what I want you to do is lift your hips up, turn your knees in, put your bum down. Turn out, lift, turn out, in, down, out, lift, in, down. Breathe out, lift, in, down. One more, out, lift, in, down. We're going to reverse. You're going to be turned in, lift, turn out, down. In, lift, out, down. In, lift, out, down. 2 more, in, lift, out, down. 1 more, in, lift, out, and down. Good. Let's just do a little rock side to side through the knees there. We're going to go to our roll over prep. So if you like something extra under your head, pop it under your head for this. I want you to, now, if you are somebody who is prone to sciatica or have disc issues that are flaring up right now, this is a bad exercise for you. Do your cat stretch, which we did at the beginning of the class on the hands and knees, just rounding your back and flattening. For the rest of us, we're going to bring our hands to our forehead, palms facing the ceiling. I want you to find your imprint, lift your legs up to tabletop, but I want you to straighten your knees a little bit and drop them in towards your chest a bit. So your feet are much higher than your knees here. Then turn your knees out and cross one ankle over the other one. Now we're trying to be quiet, breastbone to top of the head as we do this. You're going to take an inhale, exhale, point your tail up towards the ceiling. Inhale, put your tail down. Exhale, curl. Inhale, release. Now, I know it looks like I'm moving my legs a lot. What it's about is trying to move the torso, and that causes the legs to move. Trying to keep my knees same distance, pretty much, to my torso the whole time. Let's cross our ankles the other way. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl. The back of the ribs get heavy. Inhale, tail down. Exhale, curl. Inhale, down. Now, are you tightening your jaw or your neck? That's not part of the exercise. Exhale, curl. Inhale, release. One more here. Curl and release. Good. Let's flip onto our tummies and do a little bit of something for the front of the hip. And, well, opening the hip in, getting the back of the body a little bit more active. So we're going to go to our one leg kick, which is that knee bend. Yeah. Now, when we're here, you can always be flat if you're still working on the leg pattern, or maybe you have knees that are super crabby. But right, you can always do it up on your elbows. Now, when you're up on your elbows, you want to have your elbows right under your shoulders. Palms can be down or palms facing inwards, but we don't have our hands together. We want to have our forearms kind of like railway tracks. Legs are close together, kneecaps are pointing down. Pubic bones pulled forward a bit, shoulders are out of the ears. You're going to take an inhale to prepare here, bend one leg, pull your toe in, bounce, pull your heel in, straighten your leg. Other leg, pull your toe in, Pull your heel in and straight. Toe, heel, and straight. Toe, heel, and straighten. Now, part of what's tricky about this is because we'll be quite tight in our hip, our butt will want to relax while we do this. You're trying to keep that sense of the pubic bone being pulled forward the whole time so the glutes do not let go as the leg bends. Toe, heel, and straighten. Toe, heel, and straighten. Toe, heel, and straighten. Beautiful. Come down onto your belly. We're going to go to a little bit of single leg extension. So hands are under your forehead. Legs are close together. Kneecaps are still pointing down at the floor. Collarbones are wide. Now, right, we want to support that low back a little bit by just gently pulling your pubic bone slightly forward towards the floor. You're going to inhale to prepare and exhale, reach out one leg and lift up a little bit. And can you feel some activity where your thigh and your butt meet? And let's go back down again. Inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, down, inhale, exhale, lift. Do you sense the thud doing something right where your thigh and your butt meet? One more of these, exhale, lift, and down, other side, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, down, inhale, exhale, lift. Are your shoulders still out of your ears? And back down, inhale, exhale, lift, and down, one more, exhale, lift, and down. Now, let's just relax the tushy, a little side to side rock through the hips because that feels nice. And we're going to go back and we're going to go to a 2 breath and we're going to alternate legs and see if we can still feel that compression where your thigh and your butt meet that is part of leg extension. Remember, front of the thigh never comes off the floor when you do this exercise. If it does, you're twisting your pelvis to get there because our range of motion backwards in our leg is really quite small without the pelvis twisting. It actually twists when we walk and it's supposed to, it twists and it rotates. It does all kinds of fun things. Anyways, so shoulders out of the ears, pubic bones pulled forward slightly. You're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift one leg, inhale down. Other leg lifts and down. First leg again and down. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Now you're starting to feel that compression right where your thigh and your butt meet as you lift the leg. So lift, inhale down. Remember, it's not lifting high. You're really reaching out your toes as you lift. Top of the head reaches opposite your toes to keep the tension out of your neck and shoulders. One more here, lift and down. Other side, lift and down. And let's just press back into our shell stretch. Round out your back, scoop your belly button in, a little side to side rock here. Now, I just want to do a little bit of swimming prep, what we call swimming prep in Pilates. A lot of conventional fitness calls this bird dog. So, right, you're going to be up on your hands and knees. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. Back of the head matches the back of the shoulders, collarbones are wide. Now you're going to inhale, reach opposite arm and leg out, then exhale, lift them up. Try not to twist. Inhale, hold, and exhale, go back to your start position. Inhale, reach opposite arm and leg out. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Are you still square to the floor? And down. Inhale, reach. As you lift up, do you feel the thud doing something? And back down again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. One more on each side. Reach. Lift. And down. One more. Reach. Lift. And down. Sit back over your heels. A little side to side rock is really nice here. You can see the hips the shoulders, the head, maybe a little bit all three. And let's go onto our side for a little bit of side leg work. We're going to start with the kick today. So you're going to want to set yourself up so your legs are at a 45 to your torso. Now remember, the most efficient way to find that is get the back of your body against the back line of your mat, right? And then angle your feet forward to the front edge of your mat. That pretty much will create that 45-degree angle. Now remember, side of the waist is off the floor, but not the ribs. So you got to reach that top sit bone away from the top of your head. Make sure you're not rolled too far back. You want to feel the side of the ribs on the floor still, and that you're not on the apex of that greater trochanter. You're going to lift the top leg up, kick it forward twice, going inhale, inhale, exhale, reach back. Now remember, you can have a hand on the floor if you want to for extra support here. In, exhale, reach back. And then it says bounce, bounce, and pull back. Bounce, bounce, exhale, back. Now the tendency is we go back as the body wants to roll forward. We're going to try and resist that. And we'll want to keep a sense of tensioning in the front line of the body as the leg goes back, so we're not arching our back to take the leg back. If you're like me, you're still feeling Mr. Thud as that leg goes back. In, exhale, reach back. One more here, in, and reach. Now we're going to go to a straight line from our head to our feet. We're going to have our hips stacked so the side of the waist is off the floor, right? And we're not rolled too far back. You're going to lift the top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot, reach up, flex, bring it down, point. Inhale as you go up, and exhale as you come down. Inhale as you go up, exhale as you come down. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. One more here, up and down. Now we're going to work on the rotation of that leg with a straight leg. So you're going to bring your bottom leg forward. Make sure you're not rolled back, so you're on the outside of that bottom thigh. Take your top hand to the side of your waist, find the top of your pelvis, lift that leg up so it's parallel to the floor, and then flex your foot. That'll help you feel where the knee is pointing. We're going to turn the knee down, bring it parallel, turn it up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel. Are you breathing? Parallel, up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel. One more down, parallel, up, and parallel. Drop your knee on top of your other leg. We're going to go to a shoulder exercise. So reach your hand up right over top of your shoulder. Now double check your weight is on the outside of that bottom thigh, that you haven't rolled back here. And then angle that top arm down to where it's kind of pointing toward your feet a little bit. And then all we're going to do is turn the arm. So you're trying to get that elbow to turn back and forth. Now, if you're getting tons of popping and cracking, put your hand close to your hip. Where we have a tendency to be weakest is when that pinky comes forward and the palm turns to the ceiling. Yeah. So that's what we really want to emphasize. 2 more of these. And then rest your arm on your leg. Straighten your legs out, straight line from your head to your feet. Remember, you can always have the hand down for balance again. Now, we're going to do a little staggered leg here. So inhale, lift the top leg, exhale, lift the bottom leg, take them down. Now, are both knees pointing forward as you're doing this? We have a tendency to turn out always a little bit. And folks who head into hip replacements, quite often it's because we've lost the inward rotation, which is why I want you guys to make sure you're keeping those knees pointing forward as you do this. Up, squeeze, and down. Let's do double leg lift. Exhale, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's do 7 of these today. Good, rest. Let's do this whole series on the other side. So, right, starting with the kick. So, right, Legs are at a 45 to the torso. Feet are flexed. Side of the waist is off the floor. Yeah. Lift your top leg up. Kick it forward twice. Going inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull back. In. Exhale. Pull back. Remember, we're trying to keep the torso fairly quiet as the leg moves. In. Of course, it's reacting to what the leg's doing, but we're trying not to let that arch happen because that'll give us stretch through the front of the hip as we go back if we don't let the back arch. In. Exhale, reach back. 2 more here. Bounce. Slowly pull back. 1 more. Bounce, and slowly back. Straight line from your head to your feet. Hips are stacked. You're going to lift your top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. So even here, you're trying to keep that top knee parallel. It's going to have a tendency to want to turn out on you so you can go higher. You don't want that. It's not about height. Reach up, flex your foot, bring it down, point 1 more here, up, flex, bring it down, point. Now, we're going to bring that bottom knee forward. Take your top hand to the side of your waist. Find your pelvis. Now lift your top leg up, hip height, flex your foot. And you're going to turn your knee down, bring it parallel, up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel, down, up, parallel. Are you breathing? Up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel, down, parallel, up, parallel. 2 more. One side's probably going to feel more intense than the other. Let's drop the knee forward. And that's because we're not symmetrical. Now, make sure your weight's on the outside of that bottom thigh. Lift your top arm up to the ceiling, right over your shoulder. Going to angle it down towards your feet a little bit. And we're going to just turn that our elbow, right? Just trying to get our body to understand, right? Because our palms can turn forward and back. We can do it from the wrist, but we want to do it from the shoulder here. Remember, popping and cracking, get that hand closer to your hip. What we're really trying to focus on is that place where the palm starts to roll up towards the ceiling with the pinky coming forward. 1 more here. And rest your arm down. All right, straight line from your head to your feet. Find your core. Lift your top leg up. Lift the bottom leg to meet them. Take them both down. Up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze, and down. Are your knees pointing forward? Is your torso fairly quiet? Of course, it's going to react. Up, squeeze, and down. 1 more here. Up, squeeze, and down. Double leg lift. Exhale, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and rest. Alrighty, let's do a bit of a release for those hips. So I want you to flip onto your back. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cross one knee over top of the other knee. I want you to drop your arms sideways on the floor, palms up or palms down, whichever works better for you, and just rock your knees side and center, and side and center, and breathe. And we'll just do 1 more to each side like this. And then we will recross our knees and rock the knees side and center, and side and center, and breathe. And then let's just come to a seated position. We're going to do a little bit of spine stretch forward. If you need to sit on a yoga block, do that. Right?
If your legs are straight, feet are about shoulder distance apart, you can do this with diamond legs as well. Most important thing, that we're not kind of collapsed through that low back, that we're lifted right up on the sit bones. Hands are on your legs. Back is against an imaginary wall behind you. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, start with your head, round forward, scooping your belly button in. Inhale into your back. Exhale, come all the way back up again. Take an inhale. Exhale, rounding above your belly button. Inhale into your back. Exhale, come all the way back up again. Inhale. Exhale, curling around. Inhale. Exhale, all the way back up again. Let's do it on a 2 breath. Exhale down. Inhale up. Remember, you want to keep your elbows bent in this exercise. Your hands will slide down your legs, but it's not about trying to get to your ankles. It's about trying to get flexion through the upper spine and then extension back to neutral. One more here. And let's just add some arm weight to that. So arms come out parallel to the floor. You're going to take an inhale, exhale, round forward, inhale up. Same exercise. Start with your head to round forward. Start at the bottom of the spine to come out. Exhale, round forward. Inhale up. One more here. And up. Good. Let's pop onto our belly for a little bit of swan dive prep before we call it a class. So, right, we're doing our bigger back extension. So hands come beside your head. This time, instead of the legs being close together, they're a little bit apart, and you're pulling your heels towards the middle, finding those outward rotator muscles that are deep in your butt and right where your thigh and your butt meet. So ideally, just being here, you'll start to feel a slight tensioning, right, or sense it right where the thigh and the butt meet. Now, you're going to inhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, use your back muscles to lift up. Then use your arms and your butt to lift even higher. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up into your banana shape. Your arms might be straight or they might not be. It depends on your flexibility and the length of your arms versus the length of your torso. One more of these. Exhale as you go up. Inhale, hold. Exhale down. Let's do a 2 breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just one more. Up and down. Let's go to our shell stretch. Sit back over your heels. Round out your back. Scoop your belly button in. A little side to side rock through the hips is always nice after swan dive, because ideally you feel quite a bit of work in your butt as you do swan dive. You haven't found that yet. It's still an exploration, but that's one of our goals in swan dive. Cool. Well, I hate to tell you, that's all the time we have to play today. Thank you so much for joining me for Pilates.